Assalamualaikum and greetings. In these videos, we will discuss three important concepts in contract law: sale of goods, invitation to trade, and contract. These concepts happen in our everyday life, for example, when buying goods in a shop or even shopping online. First, the sale of goods. Under the Sale of Goods Act 1957, a sale of goods means the transfer of ownership of goods from the seller to the buyer in exchange for a price, which must be in money. The goods must be something movable, such as clothes, food, a mobile phone, or even a car. A simple example: when we pay for a pair of shoes at the store, ownership of the shoes transfers from the seller to us. That is a contract for the sale of goods. Second, the invitation to trade. Many people confuse an invitation to trade with an offer. In fact, an invitation to trade is only an invitation for customers to make an offer. The most common example is goods displayed on store shelf with price tags. In the case of Pharmaceutical Society of Great Britain versus Boots Cash Chemist, the court held that goods displayed on shelf are not an offer but merely an invitation to buy. It is the customer who makes an offer when they take the product to the cashier, and the seller may choose to accept or reject the offer. Third, the contract. A contract is a legally binding agreement between two parties. To form a valid contract, four main elements must exist. First, an offer. Second, acceptance of that offer. Third, consideration, meaning something of value, usually money, in return. And fourth, the intention to create legal relations. If any of these elements are missing, the agreement may not be legally enforceable. In conclusion, a sale of goods is the transfer of ownership of goods in exchange for money. An invitation to trade is only an invitation for others to make an offer. For example, goods displayed in a shop. A contract is a valid agreement form when there is an offer, acceptance, consideration, and intention. This means that even in our daily transactions, such as buying groceries or clothes, actually involve this legal principle without us realizing it. By understanding them, we know better our rights and responsibility as consumers.